Hey, it's Ricky Jai, the Jai Master himself. Welcome to Pop.
Happy to be on this award-winning
Award-winning show.
vocal.
You forget how you tongue Indian.
I never sound girl, you know.
Yeah, but talk rum. I love rum.
Okay, I need to go into garlic. You should have that.
He suddenly turned me into a sous chef. Mangal, I see what you're doing there.
I already confess. Confessions of a non-cooker. Hey, Chef Jason, don't try this. I am a master, but not at roasting tomato. But I still full of love. So anybody need love, come to the love man.
No more big number, right?
I think that's a pop idea.
Hey,
Listen, Mr. Shankar.
Falling, don't hold me back, don't hold me back, yeah.
Holy Lata Mangisha, give me soca. Aha, aha.
Holy Lata Mangesha, give me soca.
Aha, aha.
Hey, guys, this is how we do it here on Pop.
And what you would have been seeing there is the season 3 trailer for our award-winning Penny on Point program. Because guess what? Back in August, the Penny on Point program won 2 awards, Best Magazine Program and Best Entertainment Program at the annual Caribbean Broadcasting Union Awards. And joining me this morning to talk more about the new season is host of the show, Miss Penny Gomez. Miss Penny Gomez, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on Now.
Good morning, Kim. You don't have to be so formal. Calling me Penny is fine.
I don't know. I guess I was chided for saying Auntie V this morning. So I'm like, you know what? Let me put handle to people's names.
Oh, okay.
How are you going, Penny?
I'm okay. Hey, how could you not be okay in this great weather? But no,
Right?
I'm thankful, I'm grateful. We're in the land of the living. We have to look, like you said, in a glimmer of hope. Even in the
Yes.
darkest of times, you have to hold on to something that is precious to continue to be optimistic.
Yeah. Now, before we jump into season 3, for those of us who don't know, of course, I'm not sure that anybody doesn't know. Tell us about the Penny on Point program.
Wow. I call the show a cross between Oprah meets Jimmy Fallon because we do get in depth into the personalities. We show you different sides of them, but at the same time we also have fun with them, and we do it through a number of challenges. So it's really about catching them almost completely off guard, not in a kind of way that create bacchanal. It's not like a scoop that you will come and get something on earth here, but it's really just about getting to know different sides of them that because these are all public figures and you see them in one light, but getting to know them besides what they really, that face that they give to the public is important to us, and we do so by really just having fun with them. So you may come here on the show and you may decide to sing, but we will actually ask you to dance. So it's really putting them in uncomfortable situations, but not uncomfortable where they feel embarrassed. And I think it shows because a lot of times guests come, we don't tell them, they ask the questions. No, we don't send questions before. And when they come, there's a little bit of trepidation. Oh my God, what is going to happen? And you see the nerves. But by the time we get into 10 minutes of the show, they are all relaxed. They said, okay, bring it on, bring it on. What's the next thing? And they have so much fun with us and they end up staying even longer. They hang on. I think that what we want people to know is what you see on Pop is what you get. There are no second takes. So if somebody says something, then that's it. That is the first take. We don't do redos. If we come, we shoot for 2 hours. It's 2 hours. There is no second take at all.
Yeah.
I knew once we had to stop the show when we were filming when we had a particular person on, and it was because it was so emotional. I was crying. The guest was crying. And that even the surprise guest was crying, and everybody had to stop to get tissue. But that was the
Yeah.
only time I could think of in the history of Pop, and we're now into our third
Our
season
third
that has happened.
season. Yeah.
Penny, I want to just jump in here, morning. Any standout moments? I mean, you mentioned that moment there where everybody started crying, so you had to stop filming.
Yeah.
But any other
And that was with
moments to
Natalie
you?
Rigor show, actually. Yes.
Any other moments to you stand out from the first 2 seasons that you can say, yeah, boy, this episode I remember clearly, and this moment was so memorable for me.
Yes, Ian Allen, who decided to upside the show, and I met him on the couch. So not, even though some things you think, in terms of the entrances and so on, we have a particular plan, but he was lying down on the couch and, and opening the show as if he was the host. But I had so much fun with him because he was just so personable. And to see the different side of him because he's accustomed doing interviews there. But I think that Ian felt so honored that we were able to portray him and to feature him on the show. And I know you see him with all his jewelry and everything else, but he came and he was so humble. I'm telling you. And he can cook. He can cook. The other thing that surprised me, Kenny J, God rest his soul. When we gave him that paintbrush, and he sings a song about, with the brush. He can actually paint. So you will see it, for instance, in our Christmas edition. We are going to have that framed, and it will be a part of the set because,
Right.
as far as I know, that is probably one of the only paintings that exists of the late Kenny J that he's done. So we have our house that he's actually painted. So that for me
Wow.
was a special moment.
Yeah. No, I'm
Definitely.
I'm glad that you actually shifted into season 3 because I'm wondering what can we see. I mean, in the trailer we saw people like Mangal Patisa, we saw Ricky Jai. I mean, who else can we expect to see on this season, and what can we expect on this
Now,
new
Now,
season?
Kim, for those people who are fans of the show, and there are many we're discovering in Trinidad, the region, the diaspora, in UK and in North America, we don't say the guests that are coming on because there is a segment. The show is linked, is there's an integral link across not only television but on social media. So you know who's coming on the show this Thursday. Mangal Patisa and Ricky Jai. Because we sent out something, just last night, asking you to guess the guest. So you have
Right.
to guess the guest before. So we don't tell people because there are prizes to be won. Once
Mm.
that is done, then that person wins a prize who's guessed, among the draw, when we do the draw. And then we say, well, hey, this is the promo. You can look at it. But we don't really do before who's coming on. But what I will tell you is we always feature the public figures, the people who you see, you think you know, but maybe you don't really know those other sides of them, and it goes really across. It could be sports. I'm just giving hints. It's sports.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
we're listening.
entertainment. It's it's fashion. It's all over. So there are a number of people that we've really sort of locked in on this time, and we've been getting feedback, obviously, from the public in terms of the segments that they like. So we
Yeah.
know that they love the kitchen segment because the kitchen segment can be anything. We may decide, for instance, to give a fashion designer, for instance, a challenge that is nothing to do with the clothing, but it may be designing a plate with food and
Yes.
dressing the plates, but you have to use probably a spoon and a straw to do it. You're not going to have your regular implements. So we really try to keep people on their toes. They never know what's going to happen. And I think that they always leave saying, wow. And then you see people vying. And we had Destra and her sister vying to decide who was going to be the one coming out winning the kitchen challenge. So
Yeah.
it's been a beautiful time. We have a great team working on this with Colin Graves, Navidra Harbukan from Managed Productions, Keisha Rock, um, Kimmy, Stout Robinson, down to the makeup artist. Everybody's
Yeah.
just it's
And a
really
whole
a
bunch of
great
others.
team.
But Penny, quickly
Yeah, a
before we
bunch
go,
of others.
I also wanted to know what's next for the program. So you won the awards. I know that you're saying that people in the diaspora love it. I believe that you had that partnership with Caribbean Airlines, if I'm not mistaken. So what's next on the agenda
Yes.
for POP?
What's next is that we have gone international. Well, we're on Pavilion Plus, so you can see us on that platform. So you don't have to wait. You can go and watch, season 1 and 2. And we're about to actually sign a contract with another international provider where it will be shown primarily in the US, primarily in that Florida area. So we're really looking forward to that so that we really broaden the reach of the show. So we are so grateful. We feel very blessed. We want to say thanks to the fans for supporting us and really showing us the love. It was meant to be. We wanted to really have a world class production, and we're now seeing that. In fact, having invested in that, that it is paying off. And
Yeah.
thank you for TTT for really being a great family to us and really just pushing the show.
Yeah, I was just about to say thank you for staying with us as well, because I mean, in addition to the awards, I guess more people may have been calling to see how they can poach you from us.
Well, this is true, but family is family.
Yes, I
Family is
appreciate it.
everything.
Now, how has it been since winning the awards? And congratulations on that as well.
Can I tell you something? So I have been, because obviously my field is in media and, working in newspapers, working in television, not only here, but, in Barbados. And I think that I have known the CBU Awards. I've grown up in that sphere and I've always wanted to win one. So I think for us, even though they said, we want to submit pop for these particular categories, I didn't want to really hope too much, but I was saying, oh my God, this would be like a dream come true for me, right? So when your general manager, your CEO David Roberts was at the awards, and he sent us this, a text. I was overwhelmed. We were like, oh my word, it was so amazing, and to know that we won for season one, and that was just in the genesis of the show. And not
Yeah.
only did we win, it wasn't just in the English speaking Caribbean, because it encompassed the Spanish speaking. So I'm talking about we're going up against Puerto Rico and
Yes,
Dominican
yes,
Republic.
yes, yes.
And this is just a little show, in season one, having won this. Then I was just amazed. The team, we were amazed. We got together, we were screaming. And so it really was fantastic. It's a quality production, and we put our hearts into, even in terms of the support from corporate, even though it's there, this show is an expensive show. It's an expensive
Right.
show, so we are hoping that corporate will see the value of it, and they would see that we're really promoting local, all things local,
Yeah.
and that they would get behind it. So I'm using this to get a plug to get more sponsorship.
And we're gonna put a pin in that, Penny. But let me thank you so much for joining us on the Now Morning Show.
Thank
We look
you.
forward to the new season of season 3. Thank you so much for staying with us, and of course, we are looking forward to see who those new guests are. So thank you so much for
Yeah.
joining us.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Rokas.
Have a good one.
Enjoy your day.
And that was the host of Penny on Point, Miss Penny Gomez, just giving us a little taste of what we can expect for season 3. You're on the Now Morning Show. We're going to take a break and be right back. Stay with us.